Hi, hello, good morning. We are back to our regular scheduled programming. We are doing another pet pairing because it is Wednesday and that's usually when I film those. I'm just going to do it chatty get ready with me style also as usual. So I'm going to start doing my makeup, applying my eyeshadow base first. Now I know that you're all hoping for a pet pairing with the Celestial Nirvana palette, and I would really like to do a bunch of those. But I just have a different look in mind and I would like to take a short break from Celestial Nirvana, also because the first 5 looks that are coming to my mind are all basically a repetition, or like 90% a repetition of what I did for my last Celestial Nirvana look, the look number 5, where I did the green eyeshadow all over my lids. And then I have a bunch of eyeshadows that I would like to put on top of that for a pet pairing. So I could easily do like a week of what we can put over top of that green matte from the Celestial Nirvana palette. But I don't know whether anyone has any interest in that. And I would like to show you some of the looks that I have in mind, but at the same time I don't want you to be super bored seeing the same look over and over again. So that's why I thought, you know, I'm going to do something a little different today, and then we can slowly start exploring all the possibilities that we have with the Celestial Nirvana palette. I'm doing my brows, by the way, with my L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. So that is why you're not seeing Celestial Nirvana today. Also, just to give you a heads up, I may be able to film one more video in the coming few days, but the coming few days are looking relatively busy. And then on Sunday, my parents are coming over for a week. Because my son is turning 4 on October 28th, and obviously they would like to be here for the occasion. I'm taking this little sample that I have from an old product from Becca. This is their backlight priming filter, and I'm just going to use it underneath my eyes to illuminate, as I usually do with these types of products. Usually when they're here I don't really have time to film, because also they sleep here in our bedroom, also where I keep my makeup, and I'm sure that if I wanted to I could like kick them out for a bit and film, but I just don't see that happening. Most of the time when they're here it's very hectic, Nicola is around, so I have the feeling that it's just better to not promise you any makeup videos for like the next 2-ish or so weeks. I'm going to take the Lancome Tainted Concealer, just in case I don't really get to do anything more before, I don't know, 2 weeks from now or so. And if I manage to, I might do my monthly roundup and empties for the month of October, so that I can post that next week, so that you still have some entertaining content from me, hopefully. But I don't want to make any promises. My second Celestial Nirvana order has not yet moved at all. And based on the little warning message they had on their website, God knows when it is going to actually even be shipped. So I don't even think that's going to be one of the first videos we will do when I get back. It will just probably be a good old pet pairing. And then maybe I will feature Celestial Nirvana together with another palette. But please let me know, what would you like to see first? Do you mind if we do a little bit of like a repetitive look and we just like try different things over top of that matte green? Or do you want to see something completely different that I have not done at all before? I'm taking my Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Foundation, like squeezing out the last few drops of this foundation now that I feel comfortable to finish it. Because I'm not going to be traveling anywhere anytime soon where I require a very solid base. I will miss this foundation, but I did buy the original Estee Lauder Double Wear after being reminded how much I enjoy it over the summer. That's in my drawers. I want to finish a few foundations first before the end of the year, and only then am I allowed to open that Estee Lauder foundation. And like, this is one of the foundations that's on the top of my list for finishing on the short term. Also, thank you all so much for being so concerned about my sprained ankle. That is very, very sweet of you. It's been like exactly 1 week since the accident today, and I have to say I am doing better, like 5% better every day. It's just that it's small steps. I think it was by no means like a very serious sprain, but it's also not the type of sprain that you recover from in a couple of days. I think it will really be like the 4 to 6 weeks types of recovery. I'm taking dim light from Hourglass now. I'm just super motivated to finish this because look at how much pan has started to show just within the last week. So just baby steps towards full recovery. The thing that I'm the most annoyed about is one, I can't bike, and being dependent on public transport. And you know, my husband's really sweet, he really does drive me around a lot, but it's just very inconvenient when you have to rely on other people. And also, you know, biking was one of the few like physical exercise types of things that I was getting throughout the day, because I'm not exactly a very like sportsy person. I'm not a very sportsy person. I'm not a sportsy person at all. So the only exercise that I ever get is one, when I bike back and forth from work, and it's not even that much biking. I think altogether it's like 5 kilometers. And two, going up and down the stairs at work, because my office is on a different floor than the lab, so I have to go up and down a lot. I'm taking the Hourglass diffused bronze light bronzer today, just something a little bit more cooler toned. So I'm really annoyed that I can't bike, and I'm pretty sure I'll be really out of shape when I can start biking again, because I noticed after my summer holiday that just 2 weeks off my bike, and like my butt and my legs hurt so much the first few days after I started biking, and it was just my summer holiday. This is going to be even worse, and I'm also going to be, I think, a bit scared to bike, because I have to stop with my right foot, which is the one that got injured in the accident last week. And I don't expect that I will even be able to bike within 2 weeks. Maybe if I'm really lucky. Second thing that really bothers me, my bike is currently at work. It's like in a locked shed that we have at work for bikes, but I haven't even like visited the poor thing. I haven't seen how much damage she has suffered. I think that the steering wheel is just a little bit off center now, but that can easily be fixed. And I do remember seeing a few scratches, but I think for the rest she didn't really suffer much damage. But I'm just slightly uncomfortable with the fact that I don't have my bike at home. You know what? For blush, I think today I'm going to go into my little Bridgerton, what is it called? Blushing Delights little wheel, and we're going to do a little bit of this like berry blush, because I think that's a very like autumn appropriate color. So yeah, my poor bike is not at home, and I can't even ride my bike. And I just read when I opened my app to see what time I can take the bus once I'm done with the makeup. Apparently the buses and the trains are striking today, so my bus may or may not get cancelled last minute, so I don't even know how I'm going to reach work. Hopefully at least some of them are running so that I can get to work, because I am sending out a package and someone is coming to pick it up before lunch, so I absolutely have to be there. The blushes from this wheel are so nice. I think the more you blend them out, the more like luminous they become, which I really like, because it just gives this very like nice and healthy glow to the skin. For highlighter, let's take my sort of like least favorite holiday highlighter from Pat, which is this champagne gold highlighter she released a couple of years ago. In terms of packaging, probably my favorite, because it's just so hefty and substantial and luxurious. And honestly, if I smack you on the head with this, I'm probably going to cause a concussion. But I'm not a huge fan of the color of this highlighter. It's so cool toned, and I don't for the life of me know why. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a cat situation going on. I'm sorry, you know the story of our big orange neighborhood friend who really likes to come and visit and pester my kitties. So I was saying, yeah, I don't like this highlighter in terms of its tones that much. It's like really cool toned, as you can see. There's like literally no warmth to it, and I don't for the life of me understand why she calls it champagne gold. There's nothing champagne about it, or gold. Yeah, maybe like a pink champagne. Pink champagne is a color I would describe as appropriate for this color, but it's not gold. There's nothing gold about it. I'm sorry, the cat situation seems unresolved. As I was saying, I spritzed my sponge with Fix Plus, and I'm just going to melt all the powders together. I'm sorry, you guys, it is absolute chaos and madness this morning, apparently. Because also, I keep hearing like noises around the house, and thank goodness it's like broad daylight, because otherwise I would be freaking out. Today, I'd like to open up my beloved Divine Rose 2, and I want to take this color all over my lid. This morning truly is absolute madness. I just had like a little work emergency that thank goodness one of my colleagues, an angel that they are, could solve for me. So I was going to say that we're doing a look today that is a little bit based on what I'm wearing. You can't see what I'm wearing, but I'm wearing a skirt which has the exact same color as this shade here from the Divine Rose 2 palette. So I'm going to use this shade sort of as a base, blend it through my crease. And then over top of that, I would like to put the green topper shade from the Nocturnal Nirvana quad, because I did my nails the other day and they're green, so I think it would make a really beautiful contrast. I am actually going to start with Statuesque through my crease, because the only like blending out shade present in the Divine Rose 2 palette is like a very peachy tone, which will not fit at all the vibe that I'm going for today. I think like a nice matte pink would also fit, but I'm too lazy to take out another palette. So Statuesque it is for you. We're just using that as a little bit of like a blending out shade through the crease. Oh yeah, before that I was telling you that I think our neighbors are doing something around the house, but I kept hearing noises, and like I said, if it was like the middle of the night, I would have totally been freaking out, because I'm the type of person that you know, can make a whole horror movie in their minds. And we've been watching a bit more horror movies because, you know, Spooktober, it's the month for, you know, watching a bit more horror type stuff. And the last thing we watched was, it was not like mega scary. We watched the Midnight Club, Mike Flanagan's new show. We finished it. I'm, by the way, going to now go into the Divine Rose 2 palette, and I'm going to start packing, if I find my brush, and I'm going to start packing this like burgundy plummy shade here onto my lids and blending it out just like I did for my previous look with the pink shade. So we watched Midnight Club, and honestly I really liked it. I think it was very different from everything else he's done before, and one of the things I really enjoy about Mike Flanagan is that he's kind of always doing something different. Midnight Mass last year was also wildly different from the Haunting anthology, and I do miss the Haunting anthology, but I have to say I'm also really excited about all the like new and different things he's been doing the last 2 years. And to me, Midnight Club was very much, you know, his style, but still so different. It just hit all the high notes that he usually delivers, which is, you know, the spook, scary, mystical elements, but also so much like human elements, so much metaphorical things, so much, you know, actual, it gives you so much actual feels. And I don't think I'm going to spoil anything if I tell you the premise of the story, but I just wanted to mention then that the first episode can be kind of a bummer, because the whole show is based on 8 cancer patients who live in a hospice and tell each other scary stories each night. And I had read the premise, but I didn't realize that the 8 patients would be teenagers. But for the rest, I think you should just go and watch the show, because it's so good. I just really liked it. It was not Mike Flanagan's most scary, you know, TV show. I think The Haunting of Hill House to me and Bly Manor are still more scary. Midnight Mass wasn't really as much like horror-y as much as it was like a, I don't know. Well, it had some horror-y elements to it, but I think it was more like a mystery thriller type of story. I really, really liked Midnight Mass last year. It also had some like very philosophical moments in it, which basically is always the case with Mike Flanagan. I just really like how he combines, you know, horror with very like human elements and a lot of like philosophical, metaphorical references. Anyway, let me grab my Pat McGrath Intensifies stick. You can also take a glitter glue or spritz your brush with Fix Plus or anything of the sorts. And I'm going to apply a little bit of that onto my inner corners. I'm going to also run it here on the lower lashes, because that really helps with longevity of these deep shades on the lower lashes. And then just using my finger, I'm actually going to stamp a little bit here onto my lids, where I'm going to apply the sparkly shade. The sparkly shade from Nocturnal Nirvana already has a little bit of those like plummy purpley base tones to it, so I think it's going to play really well with this shade. The shade in question is this one. I think this is VR Emerald. This is so freaking stunning. You know, we've been talking about missing those like Blitz Astral quads, and that's why I was really longing for a look where I can pull out my Blitz Astral quads. Why can't you give us more of those, Pat? What is going on? Is your oven broken? Should we buy you a new oven so that you can make more baked shades for us? What is going on? Look how beautiful that is. Just going to take a tiny bit more of that purpley shade to apply here in the outer corner to intensify it just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to grab the big fluffy blender and just give everything a nice blend here in the crease area. And in my inner corners, I'm going to apply a combination of this shade and this topper shade, because this one is just slightly too deep and this one will just slightly lighten it up and give it a bit more sparkle. Just going back and forth between the two, and I think this brush might have been the wrong choice for this, but I'm committed to it now. Okay, this brush is definitely not my favorite, but I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that burgundy shade we applied on the upper lashes, and I'm basically just going to blend this out here onto my lower lash line to complete the look. So here you have the final look. I took it in like a very smoky, dark, sultry direction just because I added also like a plummy dark lipstick. You can totally tone this look down by using something a little bit more, toned down on the lips. But I could not help myself. I had to put on Mosh Pit from Urban Decay because it is once again a perfect match for my skirt. So I like this color coordination thing so much. I like how the eyes and the lips refer a little bit to my clothes, and then this little green element refers to the nails and also to my little second earring here. So it's the details, the devil's in the detail. I hope that you like this look, despite the fact that you're probably a little bit disappointed that I didn't immediately pull out for Celestial Nirvana to do pet pairings. I promise we're going to do that. It's just going to I'm just going to incorporate it a bit more organically into my content. I don't want to force it. Again, heads up, this might be my last video for the foreseeable, like 1.5 or 2 weeks or something. I will try to squeeze in one more video before my parents arrive, but I can't make any promises. So yeah, we will see each other for sure on Instagram in the meantime, and I will be back very soon with more content for you. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!